Top EV maker, China's BYD, unveiling what it's calling a pure electric supercar. The model's priced at more than $233,000. Phil LeBeau calls it a conversation starter. Let's bring in Phil. Now, what do you make of this car? Sounds like right up your alley, Phil.
It is a conversation starter. Joe, are we going to see this car anytime soon here in the United States or outside of China? Probably not. And frankly, you're not going to see many in China. They've unveiled it. It's going to take some time to bring this to production. I do chuckle. Online, you hear people saying, oh, it's a Ferrari competitor. Let's be clear here. Ferrari is in a different category for a whole bunch of reasons in terms of desirability, the limited number of vehicles that are built, the fact that they have a built-in demand, if you will. This is a supercar in price only. Now, if it ultimately develops into a must-have among the world of supercar owners, then it's a different story. But at this point, it is a conversation starter. That's all it is at this point.
The news of the day, again, Wall Street Journal on the front page has that, I know you probably saw it, that bar chart. Then the story later in the paper, cooling demand puts electric car startups in a bind. I think everybody's in a bind. So it used to be, and it points out, used to be they couldn't build them fast enough. If we could build them fast enough, we could sell them.
Right.
Now they're building them just fine. They just can't sell them. And we're not going to be ready. All those fears that we keep talking about that all of us have, all the anxieties that come with an EV, is there enough money around for these startups to last until we get those problems solved in terms of infrastructure and battery life and all that stuff? I mean, you only have so much money before, and I don't even know if the big three,
right,
do they have enough time to, with all the money they're blowing on this kind of stuff, they're eventually going to have a day of reckoning.
The big three are not going away. The big three are not going away.
But it's a lot of money
they're making off of their
black hole.
You're absolutely right. Look, and that's the argument that you've heard in the last 6 months to 9 months. Why are you spending as much as you are spending on EVs when some of that should, A, either be pared back, which they have now done, or B, bring that back to shareholders, which they have also done. And since they've made those decisions, you've seen the shares do a little bit better. Look, they're not off to the races, though the big three shares really haven't in some time. Though Stellantis did hit an all-time high, I think about a week and a half ago. And as for the startups, we'll find out, Joe, if they do have the money to make it to, let's say, 3 years from now. We talked with R.J. Scaringe from Rivian. You heard that conversation, and he essentially said, look, we think that we have the means to get to the R2 production in 2026. They also have Amazon as a primary investor. So it's not like these guys have nobody who can back them up if they need to go to the capital markets again. But what happens with other companies like Fisker? We'll get their earnings report, or financials, I should say, for the fourth quarter later this week. Yeah. Lucid has the Saudi Arabian investment fund that is backing them. So we'll find out.
All right, guys, the Yangwang U9 is BYD's new $230,000 vehicle. This car goes 62 miles an hour in 2.3 seconds. They have a four-wheel drive, has 1,300 horsepower, has a max charging power of 500 kilowatts. It's got 14-way adjustable seats, guys. BYD plans to start sales this summer in China and eventually come globally. BYD is the world's top EV maker, just in case you didn't know. They're huge in China, and they won't be in the US for a little while. This is going to be a very small market of people who can afford and who want this vehicle, but mainly who can afford it. Not many people can put out $230,000 just for a car. There are worries in EV demand, too many people making them now, and not enough people wanting them. That's a serious problem. The top speed is 192 miles an hour. The range is 279 miles on a single charge, and it enables charging boost that takes the car's battery from 30% to 80% in 10 minutes, guys. That's pretty substantial. Other than that, I hope you guys learned something. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's a pretty cool car coming out. We'll see if you can make it. Catch you in the next one.